I know. I can't wait for the next month.
It's all Whooper, isn't it? Have you looked? Or are you just excited for something new?
Yeah.
I think it's all Frankie. Spoiler alert. Wait! Oh my gosh. There's sweet and sour sauce, honey, spilled on our table.
Which one of us had the sweet and sour? You need something wet.
I know.
Okay.
I this whole table needs a wipe down. It's disgusting.
And oop.
I just want to go through some stuff.
Okay. I'm ready.
Glass bakeware. Do we hand wash it or does it go in the dishwasher? Because you baked brownies last weekend and I washed it in the sink and then I put it in the dishwasher. And then you said, why is this in the dishwasher? And I said, because, yes.
Well, that's redundant, isn't it?
What is?
To hand wash it and then to put it in the dishwasher.
Well, I mean, but what do you call the process of like just a sponge and warm water and some soap before the dishwasher?
Well, if it's a large item like a cooking pan or a baking dish, and it takes up a lot of room, you hand wash it just because it takes up so much space.
Okay. And then you put it on a towel on the counter and it dries.
Correct.
But the difference between hand washing and washing something pre-dishwasher.
Like just rinsing to get chunks of food and stuff off.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Okay.
There's levels here.
Yeah. I'm still confused. You ordered lemon chicken last weekend.
Why are you bringing this up?
I advised you, I pleaded with you not to order lemon chicken because most Chinese joints, lemon chicken is just, it's very powerful and it's just not a pleasant experience. And it sounds good because you think lemon chicken and you think, oh, there's lemon slices and some oregano and it's been baked. But the sauce they use is just too much.
Because anything infused or baked with lemon, be it a savory dish or a dessert, it's always like top tier. Like that's good.
Yeah.
But whatever they do in their thick, syrupy sauce that they do on the chicken at Chinese restaurants, it's not good.
It's compote.
My my love and my fondness for lemon chicken comes from like one experience at a Chinese restaurant when I was 12 years old with the Weiler family.
Okay.
And I've fondly remembered it ever since.
Where was it? Was
it
in
somewhere
Sacramento?
in Sacramento, California.
Okay. It was a Chinese restaurant?
Yeah, and that was the first time I ever had lemon chicken. And that was the first time I also ever saw like a fried wonton.
Yeah. Being
dipped in some sort of sauce and eaten.
Yes.
So I was a novice at the time, but it was like so delicious and like fancy and different.
Yeah.
And it was really good. And ever since then, I've been like, lemon chicken is good.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not. So you went to the one place
when I was 12 years old.
When you were 12 that does lemon chicken well. And so it
does like, it though?
Lemon chicken.
Or was I 12 or was it back in 1996? Yeah. Have things changed? Has the recipe changed?
Yeah. Well, I because 15 years ago, I remember being sold the promise of Chinese food lemon chicken, and I would order it and I'd be like, oh, this is going to be good, but it's just batter fried chicken, and then they throw on the lemon of like the Hostess pie. Lemon nectar, liquid, viscous stuff, and it's too strong.
By the way, I love the lemon Hostess pie. That's my favorite flavor.
Really?
But why doesn't it work with the Chinese chicken?
Because chicken and processed dough from the Hostess factory are completely different.
Yes.
Yeah?
That sounds right.
And oop.
Trying to think. The end of the world.
What about it?
You think about it, or the end of...
Oh, I think about it all the time. The end of time, the end of days, the apocalypse.
Right.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay. So I don't know if this is legit, but it feels like the fabric of our society and our culture is deteriorating, and like the life that we've known, it's not going to be sustainable 5 to 10 years from now.
Yeah.
So I'm not a prepper by any means. Like, I'm not doing anything about it, but I'm thinking about the future and the collapse of society on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And it makes me just like treasure the good times, like our access to food, our access to healthcare, and whatever you want, you can drive up to the Rite Aid and pick it up, or the Target. Yeah.
I would say stay off Twitter, where I do not think about that at all. We're nowhere near that. But and this has manifested itself that you roll into this scenario. We're not going to be able to pluck our eyebrows.
Well, okay. I know what you're
referring to. Which is detrimental to our society as a whole. Yes.
I know what you're referring to now.
Yeah.
Because, so there's these shows like The Walking Dead and Lost.
Mad Max.
Yeah. So I always think when I watch these post-apocalyptic movies and books, how do they do self-care? Self-care is very important to both you and I.
My eyebrows, like, they make or break me sometimes. They usually break me. Yes.
I am plucking on, like, darn near a daily basis.
Yeah.
I'm plucking, I'm tweezing, I'm shaving.
It's tough. Life is hard.
I'm never on top of it because, like,
well, you're on top of it, but you can never be in front of it. You're always scrambling behind the eyebrows. Yes.
Yeah. So, like, what if it's the end of the world?
Yes.
And all of the stores, all the grocery stores have been just plumaged and gone through, pillaged. And there's no more tweezers left. There's no more razors. What? I'm just gonna be a hairy beast.
Yeah.
Are you gonna love me when I'm a hairy beast?
Yes, we all are. We'll be hairy beasts together, honey.
And then this thought process leads me back to, like, what did people do like 400, 500, 1,000 years ago?
Yeah.
Were people just hairy and, like, are these modern day beauty standards that we're used to? And, like, 1,000 years ago, were women just, like, hairy and we all had mustaches?
Yeah. And we're all
and that was
hairy
fine?
And stinky and unprepped.
Unkempt. I think about this often. Like, if I had, like, a prepper, like, what do they call them? Bust out bag?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Breakout bag or something. Yeah. Escape bag.
Listen, I need like 4 pair of tweezers. I need a bunch of fingernail clippers. I cannot have a hangnail or an ingrown toenail or, like, a chipped. I need fingernail clippers. I need tweezers. I need, like, a buffing board thingy.
How about some water in there? Maybe some Cliff Bars. Things that are essential.
Okay.
Flare or two.
No. I just want to be hair free.
But this ties into, so your mom, Liz Fisher, took Luna to something called the Storehouse.
Yeah.
Right? And this is a Mormon-run...
like food packaging.
Yeah.
Like bulk food canning packaging center.
Yeah. And you can buy stuff there, but but back in the day, you went there to, like, pack stuff.
I know. Well, I don't know currently, but I believe back when I was younger, it was, like, volunteer ran.
Mm-hmm.
Probably still is. So you could volunteer to go, like, I'm going to come work Saturday.
Yeah.
And you would just, like, put tomatoes in cans and various things in the warehouse.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're part of the packaging process. You're part of the, like, purchasing and bringing it home as well.
Yeah. And this goes to you used your parents, who are devout Mormons. They would have a prepper ideology, but they would store lots of food and talk about the potatoes and the water, honey?
Yeah, like it's a common thing for people in their church to have like a good bulk of food storage that you keep like in your garage or shed out back.
Yeah.
So yeah, growing up we had tons of cans of like wheat and I'm not sure what else. We even
barrels of water, right?
Oh, we also had a couple like giant like what's this size? I'm pantomiming like with my arms. I'm making what's this size? What would you call this size of something?
A barrel.
A big barrel of water.
A monkey barrel.
And I think my mom would like put some drops of something in it to keep it like fresh and free of mold or whatever.
Yeah.
My mom also had like an old school like metal wheat grinder thingy.
Wow.
Because we had just like barrels of wheat. So she had like an old school. I wonder if she still has that. That would be cool.
Yeah.
So you like turn this little thing and you put the wheat in and it grinds it. I feel like as I got older, our food collection got more like modernized. I remember we had like packages of little dry potato pearls.
Yeah.
So it's basically like the microwave dry potato stuff. You could buy this anywhere now in the store.
And you like them.
Oh, it was so delicious. Yes. It was so good.
So you would bust out a can of potato pearls and you would just eat them raw? Would you throw them in on the stove?
No, I would not. I would not eat dried potato flakes, honey.
Why not? Oh, it was potato flakes.
Yeah,
okay.
so you mix it with water and microwave it.
Yeah.
And I think we were supposed to save the food. Like, it was supposed to be, like, storage. Like, you keep it in case of emergency.
Yeah.
But then as things got close to their expiration date, we were allowed to eat them.
Yeah.
So I remember the dry fruit punch mix drink was really good. And the dried potato pearls were so good.
Fruit punch and potatoes?
It's a party.
Well, is there any... Why is this thought pattern, this mentality ascribed to the Mormon religion? Any idea?
This is just me, like, I don't know if I'm just coming up with this or if I'm pulling from some sort of memories of the teachings.
Yeah.
But I think, like, a big part of the Mormon belief is, like things are going to get bad as time goes on, and, like, shortly before, like, Jesus comes back to Earth, things are going to get bad, and, like, society is going to start to, like, collapse
You need to have your fruit punch.
Maybe this is why I think about this a lot, because it's, like, subconsciously in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, this has been a teaching for decades. Like, people in the church have long been encouraged to, like, have food storage and, like, be prepared and have some sort of, like, plan for if things go to hell.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, we all had backpacks that we would keep in our garage when we were kids. And it was like a 3-day supply, like a 3-day emergency kit.
Yeah, yeah.
And we would regularly switch things out, like, as things expired or as we grew.
Wow.
Like, as we got older, we'd have, like, an emergency outfit. You'd have, like, water. Like, it was like a 72-hour kit.
Yeah. And
we always had that, like, ready to go in the garage.
Wow.
Which isn't a bad idea.
Right.
For anybody.
I've heard about that. And I wanted or thought, that's a good idea. But I've never actually put together a like, what would we, how long would we last, honey, in our condominium?
We have 3 gallons. We have 3 gallons of water in our garage.
We do?
We do.
We have our condominium pool.
We have our pool with salted chlorine water.
Yes. With the bug that bit you today.
I asked you this a couple weeks ago because we were talking about this topic, and I said to you, based on what we have currently in our kitchen, in our cupboard, how long do you think our family could last? Yeah. Just based on what we currently have. I think 2 weeks.
Yeah. I'd say 2 to 3 weeks.
If we're really scarce and careful.
And your mom in the Fisher family group text, of which I'm a part of. I'm a Nicholas Fisher Garcia.
You're an honorary member.
She did the checkup, like, is everyone stocked up, ready to go?
That was, shortly after her and Luna went.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, like, Luna came home with a package of, like, hot chocolate cocoa mix.
Right.
I'm not sure what my mom got while she was there. I'm curious.
Yeah. Yeah,
so she was just checking in, like, hey, what's everybody got?
Are the end times coming, Liz Fisher? Is that what you're telling us?
It would be nice. Well, like, I think a 72-hour kit is a good idea.
Yeah.
Like, when we had that fire scare a month or so ago.
Yeah.
And what if we had been put out of our home?
Yeah.
It's just nice to have, like, something you could, like, on our way out. Like, me and the kids ran out of the garage. We could have grabbed our backpacks.
Right.
And be gone.
And not have to depend on Red Cross or on a larger scale FEMA or something.
At least gives you, like, a few days cushion and time to collect yourself, I guess.
We should put something together.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the fruit punch.
Fruit punch, hot cocoa, and mashed potatoes, dry flakes.
So these potatoes, so they're flakes in a box or a can?
They were in like a plastic packet. Did you see Luna's hot cocoa? It was like in a plastic pouch. Yeah. A big one. But yeah, it was like that.
And you need to add?
Water.
Hot water?
Either hot water or you add cold water and then microwave it.
Cold mashed potatoes, honey?
I'd eat cold mashed potatoes. Why not? That sounds good.
And then you add water to these potatoes and they would turn into mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
In 6 minutes or something?
Yes.
Sounds great.
It is great.
You're a voracious reader, honey. So far this year, it's July. You've read 40 plus books.
45 books.
Last year, you read 70 something.
For the entirety of 2021, I read 72 books.
Yeah.
And the reason I know this is because I use the Goodreads website, which is fantastic for tracking books and finding books.
Yeah.
Like you type in a title or an author and the whole catalog is there.
Yeah.
So it's really great for that purpose. And I love to use it to, each year you can set a goal, like I want to read 50 books or 100 books or whatever.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you meet your goal or not, but it keeps track of what you've read that year. So then I can look back at books I've read. I can see what I rated them. Sometimes I feel prompted to like type a little review.
You do
just
reviews,
for fun.
yeah.
And so no one, like I have like 2 followers and 1 friend or whatever.
Worst
so like
book ever.
No one is reading this or whatever. But just for my own fun fulfillment, I like to do it.
Yeah.
And I love keeping track of what I've read.
Yeah.
And yes, so I've read 45 books so far.
You got me into reading, not nearly at the level that you read at, but I do enjoy reading, and it's become somewhat of a hobby. But my thing is that you read nonfiction and fiction.
Yes.
You bounce between the 2 genres. I stick to strictly nonfiction. Actually, you were surfing your Goodreads today, and Lennox was right next to you. He was looking at what I read, and he was like, "Why do you read all this celebrity crap?"
Yeah. He said, "Why do you only read books about people?"
Yeah. And I was like...
Because you're strictly an autobiography and biography person.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm definitely nonfiction, but celebrity and biography/autobiography because I'm fascinated by the creative process and comedy specifically, and fame, celebrity on another level, on a secondary level. But in terms of fiction, like I just can't get my mojo up for that because I feel, and I can dig a fiction movie because it's done in 90 minutes or 2 hours. But the average book, let's say 5 hours of reading, somewhere around there. I can't devote 5 hours of my life to someone making some bullshit up.
Don't you think it takes you about that length of time to read your nonfiction books?
Yeah. But it's nonfiction. It's rooted in reality.
I don't understand your reticence for reading fiction.
Because it's made up. It's someone's imagination, which is fine, and I can digest it in a movie format in an hour or 2. But nonfiction, I need something grounded. I need to know what happened, or at least someone's version of what happens. Truth.
Well, the thing about fiction is that it's a mirror of reality, and that's why it's so like touching and poignant because it's believable. Unless you're reading, well, even when you read like fantasy or sci-fi, it's like at the heart of every genre is a person or some sort of sentient being.
Yes.
And the reason that books and fiction is so like relatable and touching is because every character,
it's relatable,
has like it has like something that you relate to or that you can empathize with or that, and so and then there's just these characters that you like fall in love with, or you like, even if
they're likable, you feel like you can I can understand.
Yeah. Although that being said, like, I love a book with a really despicable, unlikable main character.
Yeah.
That's like a genre I really like. When someone's like making terrible choices and like just being an awful person, I kind of love that.
Yeah.
I guess that's just like entertaining or funny to me.
Yeah.
So it doesn't always have to be relatable. Mm-hmm. But yeah, fiction just, it mirrors reality. So it's like saying you prefer documentaries over fictional movies, which you don't. So what's the difference?
But back to, it goes to time, honey. I can give 2 hours of my life to Thor or the Doctor Strange.
Oh my goodness.
Nonsense. But if I want to give 4 or 5, 6 hours, which is what it takes to read the average whatever book, I need to know what really happened, or else I'm just like,
you don't want to invest any time in
nonsense. And someone,
it's not nonsense. It's not reality. It's not real.
A dragon appeared and burned up a town.
I feel like your idea of fiction is purely fantasy novels.
Yeah.
Like you can't imagine. Like so many books that I read are like contemporary, like based in reality. So I don't. But even that, you're like hesitant.
Is Crawdads, where the Crawdads sing, is that real? Or is it fiction?
It's a fiction book.
See?
I hated that book. By the way.
Yes.
I know I'm in the minority here. I hated Where the Crawdads Sing.
Yeah.
I rated it 2 stars.
On Goodreads?
Yes.
And you have zero
Follow
interest.
me on Goodreads.
You have zero interest in the Reese Witherspoon adaptation?
Actually, no. If I love a book and I give it 4 or 5 stars and I love it, then I do not want to see an adaptation of it.
You're one of those.
I am one of those.
Because the book is better.
The book is better. Okay, right. They're not going to cast it right. They're going to cut or change parts.
Yeah.
And it's just, But if for this example, I hated the book. Therefore, I think I might like the movie.
Yeah.
Because I think the core story could be done well. Could be adapted well.
Story?
I think we should see it.
The Reese Witherspoon adaptation?
Yes.
But you had zero interest in the Hillbilly Elegy.
Oh, I did.
Adaptation.
Oh, because that was a nonfiction book adapted into like a fictional tale, which is just odd.
Oh, so
I don't
it's
need
nonfiction.
That. It's a nonfiction book. I think you might like it.
They're not celebrities.
I've been trying. Actually, you've pretty much run through every single biography ever written.
Yeah. Written.
So you're kind of running out of material now.
Yeah.
I've been trying to like branch you out, and I think the next logical step is for you to start reading nonfiction.
Yeah.
But that isn't about like one person's life. So I recently read the Thanos, the book about the rise and fall of Thanos. What was
the Marvel
Theranos?
Guy?
No, Theranos.
I was like,
the rise and fall.
Is that nonfiction?
The Elizabeth, what's her name?
Snap.
Theranos.
Holmes.
Elizabeth Holmes.
Yeah.
That was such a good book. I read it in 2 days.
Yeah. I watched the first 2 episodes of the Hulu.
Yeah, you and I watched the Hulu doc. Oh no, you watched the.
I watched it.
The
I was like, this is good, and you were like, meh. And then you read the book, and I was like, honey.
But you and I watched the real documentary.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I was kind of hesitant. I was like, well, I already know the story and everything that happens, but the book was so engaging. I finished it in 2 days. I think you should branch out into nonfiction books about like
Bad
real
blood.
Things. Yeah, Bad Blood. That's what it was called.
Yeah.
Or companies, or
I realize she's a celebrity now, but I need on the verge of celebrity or a.
So you have to read books about celebrities? That's a very thin.
I know.
Like. Genre or
path. That's who I am. Okay.
Okay, you do you.
Love me or don't. Do you want to talk about... I think DMC would take too long.
We've already been going on for quite a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I want to finish with the Indiana Jones theme music versus the Star Wars theme music versus the Back to the Future.
Can you sing all three?
I can. Can you?
Hold on.
Yeah.
That's Star Wars, right?
No.
What's that?
Think of Lennox in the backseat of your car when we were driving around West Sacramento before we moved here. Dee, 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 dee.
That's Star Wars. What was I just singing?
I'm not sure. But
That's Return. That's Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones is dun 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 dun.
Well, what am I
dun,
singing?
Dun, dun, dun,
Hold
dun.
on.
I'm not sure. I can't place it.
No, that's not what I'm singing. Oh my gosh.
And Back to the Future is shoo doo 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 doo.
That's Back to the Future?
Yes.
No, it ain't.
Shoo doo 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 doo.
Are you sure? I don't think so.
No.
Are these all John Williams?
Or Alvin Silvestri. So Indy is dun, 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 dun. Will you agree with me that that's Indiana Jones?
Yes.
Dun, dun,
Yes.
dun, dun.
Yes.
Okay, and in Star Wars, Lennox in the backseat of your car.
Dee,
Dee, dee, dee, dee. And then Back to the Future. Shoo! I just remember that. Shoo! Doo, 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 doo.
Maybe.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
But what the heck was I singing?
I don't know.
Maybe Jurassic Park or something like that.
Yes. Yes.
I
I think that is Jurassic Park.
I don't think so.
It doesn't matter. Alrighty. Well, are we done, honey?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, that's the end of the program. Slide into my or your DMs to identify.
Please. And please also slide into my DMs and let me know what genre you like reading.
Oh, dear.
And what could Vince read next
Yes.
to get him away from celebrity biographies.
No. I'm fascinated by comedy, generally speaking, and the creative process, and mostly Saturday Night Live. That formula, or just the
weekly, the like fast. You only have a week to get this whole show together.
The process.
Although, one of you and me both most favorite autobiographies we've ever read has been Jessica Simpson's.
Yes.
We highly recommend her book. I forget what it was called, but it was so good.
It was like open book. But because she spilled the tea.
She spilled tea, but it was also like a fascinating insight into like the 90s, early 2000s. Like, here's this young teenage girl, throw her into the industry, let them chew her up and spit her out.
Yeah.
So it was a really interesting insight into that. Being
married to Nick Lachey and the newlyweds.
The reality show aspect of her life.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, review, and rate, or don't. Do whatever you want. You're a grown-up. Make your own decisions. Do what's best for your family. Please be sure to use our promo code for insert product.
Goodreads.com?
Goodreads.com.
They don't have promo codes.
Audible.
Audible, there you go.
What were we saying today? Like, people will say, I read, but they're really listening to Audible.
Oh, we were talking about audiobooks.
Yeah. But I had another...
You did.
Do you remember?
No.
And oop.
Please be sure to use our promo code for audible.com. We don't have a promo code for audible.com. Goodbye, my podcast friends. I love you. My wife and I love you. We hope you have a good day today and tomorrow. And sure, I may have said I only like reading celebrity autobiographies. The autobiography is when they write it, right? And then the biography is when any jerk off rando can read it. Sure, I may have said I like I only like reading nonfiction, celebrity, usually comedian autobiographies, but I'm still a good person and we're still good people. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. Thank you for caring. I hope you have a wonderful day/night. Bye-bye.